Good afternoon, everyone. Look who I have here with me. I have none other than Wyoming Twinks and her wonderful significant other.
Sweetie, significant other.
And your name is?
Ron.
Ron. And you came today from?
Well, we just drove down from Richland, Washington.
Richland, Washington.
Yes, we've been driving for 6.5 hours to get here.
Okay, and did you see the lady?
Yes, we drove. His son lived in Richland, so that was kind of our home base. And so we went 50 miles north up to Desert Air.
Oh, yeah.
Which is in the middle of nowhere.
And it's hot, and it's near the Columbia River.
Yes, right on the Columbia River. We call it the middle of nowhere. She called it the middle of everywhere.
Well, she should.
Yeah.
She's there. She's like one of our divas. You know, if I'm here, this is the center of attention.
That's right. That's right. And I, of course, have never met her before, but she is the most remarkable lady.
Yeah.
She is going to be 90 years old in November.
Yes.
And she's independent. She lives alone. She's busy. She does everything.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It was a wonderful experience.
Here, you know.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
So I have to tell her, but I'm gonna do a little bit of telling on. All right. So on Donna. Yeah, Donna, Wyoming Twinks. She arrives in her car and she motions me to come over while she changes her oxygen, which is great. And I said, "Are you interested in meeting James?" And she looks at me with this little twinkle in her eye and she says, "Oh, I've got a crush on James."
I'm wearing a red shirt, so you can't tell that I'm blushing.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Well, we're starting a little feud here. That's great. I'm all for it. And then she tells me I'm not a morning person. I don't like getting up early in the morning. She says, but when I see the morning camera tour with James, I set my alarm clock.
My alarm.
I just kept like hearing his voice.
So I can hear that voice. And I do have a crush on James. I admit it.
I'm out of here.
I'm old enough to be his grandmother, but you know.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. That's wonderful. Well, I'm old enough to be his mother, and I have a crush on him, too.
Oh,
so don't worry about it. Yeah, that's right.
Let me tell you, I don't.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So I've been shaking his wife down for flaws for a long time, and I haven't found one. Yeah, we're really embarrassing James, but he's really made all this happen out here, you know.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that. James is everywhere. James does everything. He makes everything work.
That's exactly right. He does.
I fix it when it breaks. That's
now, have you fixed the lattice work? Have you fixed the lattice work over by the arch?
No, not that. This one over here.
Yeah.
Nope, it's been on my list, but it hasn't gotten to the top of my list yet.
Your list must be very long. Very long.
It gets bigger every day.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I think you probably need an assistant.
Yeah, that could work. We had a couple young assistants here, but they had some other summer plans. One of the young kids we had, great guy, one of our neighbors, but I chalked it up to he either didn't have a girlfriend or he didn't need a car because he didn't need the money for the job. So figured he wasn't quite old enough to have either of those two things, so he didn't need as much work. But he was a great guy, local neighborhood kid. And we had another gal from the local community, and she was busy with 4-H and the fair and some other things. So,
how could that be more important than Dunrovin?
Well, you know, some of us find that hard to believe, but there are other lives out there, apparently.
I can't imagine.
So, Donna, I want you to tell us, how did you find Dunrovin?
How did I find Dunrovin? You know, I was a nursing home administrator for 40 years.
Really?
And I started feeling very tired and realized I was sick. And so I ended up retiring 5 years before I had planned.
Wow.
Because I was this very, very sick person. And eventually we found cancer.
Oh, dear.
And that entailed 3 surgeries and chemotherapy and radiation and more chemotherapy, and all of that treatment destroyed my life. I was just this bedridden, depressed. I was just in this horrible, horrible emotional place. This is not what I had envisioned my retirement to be. And somehow I found my way to Chula Vista Owl Box with the chat room.
Oh, yes.
In Chula Vista, California. They had this owl box, and the owls, I watched that for a while, and they fled, and a lot of chatters there, 100 chatters, and someone said, well, you know, you need to, have you ever heard of barred owls? No, I haven't. I don't know birds for nothing, but I love these barn owls.
Right.
And why don't you look up Leesville? They have Leesville in North Carolina. They have barred owls, and they should be coming back and about this time. So I go to Leesville.
This is on the internet.
That's all on the internet.
Yeah, and they have a webcam there.
I am very sick. I'm making it to my little computer there, and I watch and I chat a little bit. Well, at Leesville was this chatter named Old Doll Lady. And she was a breath of fresh air. There was just something about this old doll lady that I loved. And it got me out of bed. And I was eager. And she only came on in the evening. Owls do things at night.
Right.
And so she's a night owl, and she's up all night. And she is alive and awake at night.
Right.
And she is just this delightful, wonderful person. Well, I'm there. I am up every day. I have a reason to live. She could get me to laugh, and I had not laughed in 3 years. Well, these little barred owls, I learned a lot about barred owls.
Yeah.
Well, they fledged, and I'm getting down again, and so old doll lady said, what do you know about osprey? I said, I know nothing of osprey. She said, you know, I go to this place called Dunrovin that has osprey. Why don't you join us? I said, okay. I have no more owls. We're done with owls. She said, the osprey go all summer. Well, I'm there. And so I sign on to Dunrovin, and there's no old doll lady. She's not there. And every time I would come on chat, I would ask, have you ever heard of Old Doll Lady? No, never heard of her, never heard of her. Nobody's ever heard of Old Doll Lady. And finally, after several weeks, Ilov says, I think you mean Celia. You mean Dunrovin Celia. Oh. Well, she's very sick right now. And so Celia wasn't around for a long, long time.
Right.
And so I had to come back for hours at a time waiting for Celia to come back into my life. Mm-hmm. I have this love for Celia.
And a lot of people do.
She saved my life. You saved my life. And it's just so special. It's just, I just cannot imagine my life without Dunrovin.
And I can't imagine mine without all of you.
So, but Celia, you know, she's got some competition. I've got Delaney, I've got Gizzy, I've got James, I have you, I have Marty, I have, you know, so Celia's going to have to step up the pace here.
Well,
Tough customer.
oh, yeah, I can tell that. She survived it all, didn't she? Then she whipped you into shape, too, didn't she, Rob?
Tough customer. We've been together about 11 years.
Oh, that's fabulous.
She's a tough lady.
Yeah.
Tough lady, yeah. I'm now 6 years post-treatment, so I consider myself, free of cancer. And I have a new right hip a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
the
Moving along really good.
yeah, well, the chemotherapy destroyed a valve in my heart, which means my heart doesn't pump, which means I need the oxygen because the blood not getting everywhere and
Right.
oxygenating things. So,
Right. But I get the impression, Donna, that doesn't hold you back, and it sure the heck shouldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
you can sit around and you can bemoan what you don't have, or you can use what you do have and still find joy.
yes,
Yeah.
and yes, there are joyful things
Yes.
everywhere you look.
There
If
are.
if if you want to find them,
Yes.
they're there.
Yes.
They're there.
And I think our community is one of those.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we, I really have enjoyed the way this community has developed. It's very respectful and kind and caring.
Yes,
And
it is.
it is. And that's one of the things I really want to retain. We're trying to grow it for a variety of reasons. I want it to live beyond me. I want it to sustain James for his life, not just mine.
We must do that. Yes.
Well, you can help us in nursing homes. Don't you think this would be wonderful in nursing homes?
Yes, absolutely. I was there for 40 years. It would be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And assisted living,
Yeah.
which are healthier people.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of sick people in nursing
Yeah.
homes that are not capable of doing this, but
Well, but they're capable of watching.
they are. They They
Yeah.
may not be able to get up, and type in chat, but they
Right.
can sure be,
Right.
part of the feeling of the whole thing
That's what
and feel included
yeah.
and embraced.
That's what we're trying to do, because I think it's really important for people who can't get out to be able to have some contact with nature, with
Yeah.
animals,
Yeah.
with vitality. And one of the things I love about it, keeps me young personally, these little kids come and ride the ponies, and how
Yes.
can you not smile at that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But so many of the bird camps that you go to, you have a cam parked on a nest. And even if there's a chat room, that gets a little bit boring. But the fact that you've got the divas, you've got the riders, you've got the river, you've got events that happen, and you throw these other wonderful events, and that adds to it, and that's what I think draws people in. I think if the osprey nest blew away, you would still have all of this.
I would hope so, because I think what really keeps us all here is the relationships.
Yeah.
And what I try to explain to people who have not experienced this place is that, and I hope, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but my hope is that you feel this is part of your home at some level.
Oh, yeah.
That even it's your cyber home, you're not here physically,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you can't feel some ownership and some belonging
Well,
to this
I
place.
think many of us chatters do feel some ownership. We kind of keep watch over the place. We know when things break and when people shouldn't be there and
Frankly,
horses
you
shouldn't
know a
be
little
there.
too much, in my opinion.
You can never know too much.
I have trouble getting her to fix lunch.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, we know when the cows are loose, And we really resent there's a new house being built down there.
Yeah.
That's really going to, they're getting ready to put the roof up now. And that's blocking our view of the river.
Yeah. We should go tell them about
We
it.
should. We absolutely should. Celia, we're watching the horses in the winter, and of course the cam has to go right past that new house over there with all the windows.
Right.
And she goes, zip! She said, I don't want to be looking in anyone's windows.
Yeah.
And Gizzy and I say, well, we do. We want to look in the windows.
Well,
We want to know what the neighbors are doing.
we've got rules about that. I've gone over to the neighbors and I said, in fact, this neighbor over here, they were here before we were.
Oh,
We came after them.
Oh.
And they're wonderful, wonderful people. So I went over into their glass area and I said, I want to see what we can see. I want to make sure that we're not invading your privacy in any way, shape, or form. You know, and I also wanted to assure you that we've asked our camera operators, and both Celia and Isla are wonderful.
Oh, they are.
They are very respectful of all of that, and they're good.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Very good, yeah.
We wouldn't know half of what's going on around here for Celia and Isla, seriously. And these neighbors over here love us, they said. Oh, they said, we watch.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they can see the osprey outside their window.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can't see it like we do. You know, that camera just, you know, you get to identify individuals. It's so much fun.
Yeah. For the first time, we saw kids playing on that swing set over there.
Yeah.
We had never seen that before.
Well, they have a lot of grandkids.
Oh, those are grandkids now.
Right.
Oh, we had
They
to wait
have
for
a
the
very big
grandkids
house.
to come along. Okay.
They have 9 children, and they're all just wonderful kids. Wonderful.
Oh, well, that
they're all
makes
grown,
sense. Okay.
you know, right.
Grandkids.
Right. Delightful.
Well, I loves grandkids, so there you have it.
Yeah, I know. And I don't have any. I was going to ask if I could borrow a few. You know, I had children very late in life. Now, I'm a mathematician, but somehow I didn't do the math. You know, if you have a child in your 40s, that means, and your child waits until they're in their 40s to have a child, you have to figure out, I'm going to be pretty...
Yeah, there you have it.
There you have it.
120 and you've blocked out.
I mean, I'm in my 70s and I have a child in their 20s. That just tells you a little bit there. Do the math.
Oh, you were kind of slow, weren't you? Yeah.
A little slow. Indeed.
Well, having kids didn't work out for me, so I have dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, dogs are my kids.
So tell us about your dogs.
Well, right now today I have a little Cairn Terrier, like Toto in The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, except for she has a summer dew. Furby is her name. She's now 15.
Oh, wow.
And she's getting...
small dogs don't live that long. That's kind of old for a small dog, isn't it?
Yeah, well, my Ellie that I lost a couple of years ago, she lived till she was 18.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm a good dog mom.
I guess you are.
Yeah, well, anyway, Furby's 15, and she's slowing down, and she's deaf. So a couple of years ago, I found a pet rescue that's based in Salt Lake called Hearts for Paws. And what they do is the rescue group that goes up and down the valley there of Salt Lake City, and they go into the local animal shelters and the pounds, and they said, we're here to see the dogs that are shortlisted for euthanasia.
Oh, wow.
And only little dogs, not big dogs. They don't take pit bulls and shepherds and whatever, just little dogs. And they scoop them up and they put them in foster care.
Oh, how nice.
And a couple of years ago, I adopted my 9-year-old, she was 9 then, little Schipperke, which is a little black dog that's bred to, it's Belgian. They are bred to work on barges in the canals of Europe. Yes.
Yeah.
So they bark a lot, and they're varmint hunters. And so anyway, Sadie's now, she's now 12. Well, I just happened to, I'm on Facebook with them, and I see a little dog that they've just rescued, who's 2 years old, that looked exactly like my Sadie. I said, that dog has got to come and live with me. So
I bet these people, the rescue people, have your number. I'll just bet you they say, you know, if we post on Tuesday mornings, I'm just going to see it.
Well, on September 1, we are driving to Salt Lake to pick up.
This September 1.
Yeah, he's driving me to Salt Lake so that on the 2nd I can bring home a little dog. They've named her Lucinda. I have changed her name to Lily Loopy.
Lily Loopy.
Lily Loopy.
That's great.
And so she's going to join us.
So Donna, I have a proposition.
A proposition?
A proposition. Some years ago, when did you join Dunrovin? How long have you been with us?
Well, it was after my last chemo I had just finished chemo. It would be 2015.
Yeah. So
I'm going
think
on 6 years.
Yeah, so maybe you were here when Kelly...
Oh, yes, Kelly. I remember Kelly.
Okay. Well, Kelly started this, and I thought it was a really great thing to do. But we've kind of not been doing it lately. But maybe this winter we should revive it, James, and that is Fur and Feathers. Did you remember the Fur and
Oh,
Feathers
yes.
program?
I love Fur and Feathers.
Did you do your dogs?
I sent... Well, I remember I sent pictures of my 2 dogs. You had a memorial.
Oh, yes. We have St. Francis of Assisi Day.
And I participated in that. No, I guess I didn't do my part for the Fur and Feathers part.
Okay, you're going to have to get Ron to take some photos of the dogs, and then you email them or text them to us, and then we're going to get you on the phone, and you can describe all your dogs and show the photos to all of the chatters.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
it's a way we can all share our pets with one another.
Yeah, I'm an absolutely horrible photographer.
Well, get Ron with his cell phone.
We don't carry a cell phone. I don't do a cell phone.
You don't do a cell phone.
One thing you don't know about me that many of the chatters know is that I was born deaf.
Oh, really?
I am a deaf person, and I read your lips.
Yeah, I'm going deaf.
Are you going deaf?
Yeah, I'm slowly but surely. I do a
Deafness is not all bad.
lot of yelling at people.
It's not all bad. Been that way since I was born.
Well, I have noticed that when I'm not interested in what my husband is watching on TV, I just take the hearing aids out and I read my book, and I am undisturbed.
When the day I retired, I came home from work and I took my hearing aids out and I put them in the case, and I haven't taken them out since.
Yeah, people who don't wear them don't understand how artificial the sound is.
Yeah.
It's really artificial.
Yeah.
It's tin candy. I notice you have them too.
Yeah, hearing
the way you
aids.
feel.
They bug him all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad to have them, but it's not like regular hearing at all.
So I tend not to do the telephone piece. When I was working in my office, I had special telephone.
Right.
Because I had to do telephone.
Right.
I rarely ever talk on the phone at home.
So this isn't going to work.
No, that's not for me, and that's probably why I didn't join in. Is because the telephone piece.
Yeah, but we could get you on chat. We could put the
we can chat.
We can modify.
I'm a fairly good typist.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
we're not letting you out so easy.
But that program. All of the chatters are dog lovers.
Oh, I know it.
Oh, big time
cat
dog lovers.
We got a number of cat lovers up there too. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few cat lovers. I Love has cats. Gizzy, lost her kitty.
Yes.
And she hasn't gotten a new kitty.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Well, we have some that don't come on the chat, but who watch all the time. And I know they have cats. I see them on Facebook. They're cats.
Oh, I think, yeah.
M.I. Blue, do you know which one is M.I. Blue? She's from Philadelphia, and she loves her cats. And she comes on periodically, but she watches all the time. Yeah, it's interesting. There are different groups of people. Those who chat, those who don't chat, those who watch and send us emails, those who watch and don't do anything, and then you do something different, and you hear from them. And then there's guys that watch only the river camera, and any little hiccups from the river camera, and you hear from them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot more people out there than you would know because they all have their little niche.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly have found a niche that fits me.
Yeah.
Boy, they are family.
Yeah, they are. It's really wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, they are.
I've got my eye on a car that just drove in, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to turn this over to James here momentarily. The reason I had my eye on this car is we are in a mosquito district, right?
Oh.
And years ago I said, no pesticides out here. No, we don't do pesticides because I got horses. And I'm not letting you spray out here. Yeah. So a long time ago, we got off of the district. So the district called us not long ago, and they said, well, you don't do spray, how about bats? And I said, bring on the bats. I love bats. I love the bats. Bats eat mosquitoes like crazy.
They do. They do.
So that Missoula mosquito district is going to get me into bats, and here they are.
So I'm going to take everybody on a little tour here. Suzanne's going to deal with the bat folks and the mosquito
I don't want to get
folks.
warm and fuzzy with them.
No, we're not going to get warm and fuzzy with them. We do think we might put a camera up to try to. Yeah, it'd be great night viewing, right? See the bats come and go out of their bat box and whatnot. Yeah.
We're going to release some bats here for insects.
Yeah, and I don't know if that will happen this year, if they're planning ahead for next year. I'm not quite sure what the details are.
There's
So
these really crazy boxes with slots where bats live.
you know, I've never seen one. So
Yeah,
that'd
a
be
lot
amazing.
of people put up bat houses in their backyards.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it'll be pretty neat if we can get a camera down there, or even, I don't know if they allow them in the box either, but they do make small
No,
cameras.
I think the box would probably be too small. I don't know. It
Probably.
depends on.
They're great to watch, though. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll look forward to doing that. But we're going to go ahead and switch the camera back over to the ranch cam, which is just over there beyond the tree. And then we'll walk around a little bit if you like. I can give you a little more of a tour.
I would like to see the river. I can't.
Absolutely.
I can't walk long distances
Sure.
because of my oxygen, but I have no desire to walk out as far as the bank. But I would like to see the river.
Okay. Well, we'll try to make this happen then.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and sign us off here for now, and then Celia is probably on the cams as we speak. She was very concerned that she couldn't find the people milling about that she just knew were here because the spruce tree was blocking the view. So there are a few blind spots on these cameras, and we know where they are. Yeah. And so does everybody else, apparently. So, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you. It's nice to meet both of you. We're super glad to have you guys here in person. This is pretty special. So I'll go ahead and turn the mic off, and we'll get going on our tour, and Celia can follow us around.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Thank you.